to the second edition of this podcast. What's it called? Don't ask me.
We'll figure that out later.
Maybe it's 5th edition.
Yeah.
There will be one. So we talked about the ban list last week. Maybe.
Yeah.
So
you
now,
can tell us that.
whenever I release these. Anyway. Son Goku is a character in the Dragon Ball series, and he got a new deck, so that's what we'll be going over, is the new decks from Realm of the Gods. Son Goku, or Supreme Warrior, Universe 7 leader, got some stuff. Goku Black, got another deck. And we got some cool Trunk stuff, and other stuff we will go through. But going through the reveals from the start, we got Red Goku and Universe 7 cards. So starting off with the leader, Son Goku Supreme Warrior. I like this leader. I like Universe 7, but I don't think it's really had a strong leader since Invoker. Thankfully that's been banned, and I will never care to ever see that deck again.
Yep.
But this deck I think is quite powerful. A lot of good cards. It's got obviously the leader, Son Goku, Supreme Warrior, then it's got Son Unison, standard stuff like that, and then one card that looks incredible to me is Son Goku Ultra Mastery. This got leaked, but it's fantastic in my opinion because, one, I know it's a negative, it doesn't have barrier, but I think that's fantastic because I'm sick of seeing barrier on cards. But it's got deflect, which is fantastic for a boss monster, because the amount of times you bring out your boss monster and it just gets sent back to your hand, it's crushing, and it's pretty much kind of, it could be game ending really.
Yeah, especially because this dude costs 4.
Yeah, it's a big boy to bring out. He's got dual attack and double strike, so that's quite difficult to deal with, and he's 3,500. So this immediately for me makes this, especially with all the Universe 7 support that's come out with Structure Deck, Cross Spirits, and the previous stuff. I think this makes Universe 7, if the community can't make something great with this deck, Universe 7 is dead. Yeah. Like, we got great card in Cross Spirits, Goku Divine something.
The Arrival that isn't an Arrival.
Yeah, it's a bit like Turtle Assault too easy. The red version of that. It's a fantastic card. With that coming out in Cross Spirits, can be put into this deck. I think it can be searched out.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong on that.
And especially Gohan Ultimate Essence, another incredible just red one-drop that's going to be played.
Yeah, it came out in Cross Spirits. The Structure Deck for Vegeta didn't quite take off, but I think now that deck, like one of the Universe 7 decks, is going to take off. I'm hoping it's this one, because I'm obviously a big Goku mark who isn't. But I do think that we could see a resurgence of the Structure Deck. I think it's a good deck, and it's got some really good support in this deck.
Yeah, I also just think this deck has a lot of potential, even just the fact that it mills so much. Sure, you can't overwhelm, but there's still a load of cards you can play that are just going to be loved to be milled.
Yeah, it's not required to. I mean, you could always just keep a fighting against fate in there in case it does just come down to that. Like, there's no reason you can't just play one overwhelm in this deck if you've exhausted all your options and you can push for the victory. But we saw Son Goku Sign of Mastery got counterplay. That's Sparking 7, so you will be doing a lot of milling to actually play the game. So obviously the big weakness of this deck is anything like Mecha Kuraba or anything that forces you to have to warp your own cards from the drop. So that's kind of big weakness.
Thankfully that deck isn't that popular anymore though.
Yeah, well, but it's kind of cool to see that like Mecha Kuraba could see a comeback as an anti-meta deck.
Yeah, I like that deck. It's fun.
Yeah, so I think that Son Goku Sign of Mastery, for me personally, it's the deck I'm most excited to play. Vegex was a deck that did a lot of milling, so it kind of reminds me of kind of a red version of that, but which is nice to see other colours kind of doing it rather than just black, because black kind of was a bit old, anything fun to the drop makes black super powerful.
Yeah.
This it's his own archetype, it's quite exciting, it's quite new. But then following off with that, we got some more stuff about Goku, and it's red, but it has nothing to do with the deck. It's not Universe 7. It's to do with
Gogeta.
It's got some nice legacy support for the red-blue Gogeta deck that came out a while ago with the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. You've got SS Son Goku the Interceptor and Vegeta the Pursuer. And this card in particular I'm excited about. It's SS Gogeta holding nothing back. I think this card's fantastic. I'm seeing it in a lot of in the blue Vegeta decks using it. We'll talk about that a little later. But in the Gogeta decks, I'm seeing this being played both in the red and blue variant of Gogeta.
Yeah, this honestly, Gogeta, it's a fan favorite deck. It's always getting support, and this set might be the one to make it really good, either with just using the old leader or the new blue Vegeta leader, because that is just wild.
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic card. I think SS Gogeta is going to be played played very well. It's going to be played at 4, I'd say, in a lot of the Vegeta deck. And then on Christmas Day, we did get a Christmas Miracle, a massive present. Probably my favorite SCR, maybe. Like,
Ever?
Possibly. I think the art's fantastic.
Okay.
The effect's fantastic. It makes red super viable, I think, going into the next format. And I think it's kind of like the cherry on top of the cake for what has been a fantastic looking deck for the Goku deck and Universe 7 in general. It's Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, unbridled power. Now, what does this do?
It has every keyword.
If you don't know, it's just nuts. Like the Goku Frieza SCR we got, like, forget about it. Been sell it if anyone's willing to buy that.
Yeah.
This is the card. This is the chase card for this hour. Dual attack, Sparking 25 because that's the team of the deck. Ultimate, obviously, it's an SCR. Deflect and triple strike, so no barrier.
I do want to say that putting deflect on an SCR, that is incredibly strong.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I think it's great. Activate battle. Tap 4 red. Play this card from your hand, and you may have one of your opponent's leader cards get minus 5,000 power for the turn.
It doesn't need to say that. It doesn't need to make the opponent 10k, but it does.
Yeah.
So it's even better.
Yeah. I forgot to say it's 40,000 power.
Yeah.
So you know those times where you combo out with your last card. Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Triple strike, like you're done the moment he attacks, unless you can negate the attack. But this card, activate main, remove this card from the game. So let's say I attack you. I don't care. Flying Nimbus. Okay. I'm gonna remove this card from the game. I'm gonna choose all your opponent's battle cards and your Unison cards, ignoring barrier.
Yep.
Yellow, like, get out of here. Place them in your owner's drop area, then place one card from your opponent's life in their drop area. So it's just like, big middle finger to them.
Yep.
Especially if they were on 1 life. If you were to attack with this, why you would attack with this if they were on? Well, might be your final attack, but it's got dual attack. So even if you negate it with Flying Nimbus, it can attack again.
Yeah, like.
So if you're on 7 life, this can kill you.
Yeah. like this card is. There's really few cards in the game. The only ones that come to mind are Petrification and Vegeta's Final Flash that genuinely stop this card from going through. Like everything else, you're at least nuking the board and dealing 1 damage to them. And if you play this card when they're at 1 life, you just win.
Yeah.
You just win.
If they're on 7 life, 2 triple strikes.
Yeah.
Bye bye. Fantastic, I love it. It's going to be
great card.
It's going to be wild. I'm so excited to see this.
Easily the best red SCR.
It's probably the most unique deck of maybe ever. I don't know.
It's just rainbow to the max.
Like a lot of people are talking about this as a contender. I'm not sold, but Great Priest, Commander of Angels. It's definitely going to be one to keep an eye on.
I think if you don't mind, I'll talk about this because I've been looking more into this deck.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, you can only play gods, which are any of the angel cards, because they just say god. I assume it was just easier to make them gods rather than angel and god. But you can play the angels and all of the past gods, so you can play like Champa, any Beerus card ever, and they're all multicolour. And there is just so many ways to build this deck. You can make it control, stall, hand control. You can make it hyper aggro with some of the older Beerus cards. There's so many bizarre things you can put into this deck that it's going to be so fun to build. And it does have the stupidest win con I've ever seen.
Erase the Universe?
Yes! This card's hilarious. If you have, I think, is it 12 or more?
If your lead card is a Great
Yeah.
Priest card, deal 1 damage to your opponent for every 2 colors
I forgot it
on
did
gods.
that. Yeah.
If you have 12 or more multicolor god cards in play,
Yeah.
you win the game.
Yeah, that's never gonna happen. I don't know, maybe there's some god spam deck out there somewhere.
There's probably a way of bringing, like, you know, how Shenron can like, bring all the stuff from the drop back.
True, yeah.
I don't know, I'm not an expert in this deck.
Yeah, but I look forward to trying to build this deck. I have no idea if it's going to be good or not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing a lot of talk about it, so...
Yeah, there's just too many ways to look into it at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's multicolor, so... I mean, you can only play gods, but, you know, maybe Splash and Goku Black.
He is a god after all.
Yep. And then obviously you got the Super Shenron Unison for it.
It's not that great, sadly. You'd probably play a different one.
Well, a different one being the Great Priest Invitation to Battle Unison.
Yeah.
Would you be playing this in your build?
I don't know. From what I saw, most people are playing like a different kind of unison, just one that can just immediately draw cards. Some people were even trying the Zeno unison, just so you can charge something off the top.
Yeah, makes sense. Get yourself a 12 cost too.
Yeah. But it's got a lot of just really good cards, and the card pool going like miles back just throughout the entirety of the game is going to be really interesting.
Yeah, that's true. So this next deck I'm very excited about. I think Ned's excited about.
Easily.
Trunks is like Trunks the Crimson Warrior. Like at first when I first saw it, I wasn't too sure about it. Like it looked like a strong effect, like was included in the leaks. It looks strong, but it's a black leader. We've seen a lot of strong black leaders.
Yeah.
Does it really stack up to, you know, Xeno Gogeta? Dark Broly just got banned. Well, not banned. You know, might as well have been.
Yeah.
But will it stack up to Xeno Gogeta and the other black decks that are competitive? I think this kind of blows them out of the water. I think this is going to be a solid choice going in.
Yeah, I think the more we've actually been looking at this deck, the more promise we can see in it, due to the fact that the front side is really uninteractive. Like, you don't have to attack, you just gain advantage really quickly. And the cards that you can play, like the deck-specific counter-attack, I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, I think it's a Pan, which is Topo, is so good.
Yeah.
Like,
deck specific, you can search out your top or your own Topo or whatever. I think is it not Kive time?
It's no, it's Pan.
Challenging.
Yeah.
It's Pan challenging a Demon God.
Yeah,
fantastic card. I think this card is definitely going to be I say probably play a 2 or 3, but it's going to be strong.
Yeah.
It's got some great freaking choices, like Birth of the Crimson Hero is a great card.
Yeah, and like I can't wait to try this deck out. Also, the art, like this set has just completely done 10 out of 10 in the art across the board.
I mean, just that's an understatement.
Yeah.
Some of the best art I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And obviously the thing about Trunks as well, we've already got so much great black support. You've got the Deborah, you've got Thwarting the Dark Empire. There's so many options for this deck, so many directions you can go with black now. It's fantastic. I think this will be easily one of the best decks of the format. Especially considering I think if Xeno Gogeta gets hit, it could get hit.
Yeah.
I think this will be kind of taking over the reins of black.
Just the fact that you're uninteractive on the front side whilst being able to be so open to generic black good stuff and having an incredible in-archetype card.
Yeah, I think that's just kind of speaks volume. That black already has some great cards like Max Power Kamehameha, Protector of the People. There's a couple of cards in the Xeno Shenron deck, so I think in terms of options you're completely spoiled. Moving on to a deck that nobody is interested. It's kind of just.
I like it. It's not good, but I like it.
The one fan I'm sitting next to Black Deborah. Swap deck. You don't really see them. They don't really work, and because of cards like God Sealing Technique, anything that sends it back to the hand kind of just destroys ends your day really.
And this deck just costs too much for what it does. It has a really cool concept of you can either swap or overwhelm them out, but the cards themselves just aren't that great.
Yeah, it's a nice twist on the swap mechanic.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't do it for me. But then we, at New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, we got the second reveal. New Year, new Dragon Ball. But Super Mira, the Diabolical Fusion.
Yeah, this card's wild.
It's pretty good, but Yellow already has some good SCRs. I don't know if this is going to see too much play.
I think someone did point out that you can definitely put this into Sin Shenron as a 4-drop Yellow Unison.
Yeah.
And it just absolutely wombos the opponent. I love the art, but I honestly don't think it will see much play just because Yellow has so many good Unisons.
Yeah, it has Wicked Saiyans, it has obviously the Sin Shenron, and it has the Android 17.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to say, like, maybe we'll see it, but you know, we'll have to see how it goes. But it's a fantastic card, like, all the same. Like, it's got dual attack, blocker, and it's an Empower Yellow.
It swaps back to active and it becomes like double strike 40k.
Yeah, so you know, the Sin Shenron players, you know, you can bring out your Trunks and then you can swap Empower out for this dude.
Yeah.
Up comes Beerus. I am so excited about this deck. When I first read it, obviously I think all of us had the same reaction of like, you start with 4 life?
Yeah.
What? But then you see it has power of 1500, so you're not really in any real danger of being OTK'd. Your opponent's leader normally won't be able to hit it unless they combo, which that's not a great idea. But this has some serious aggro potential. I think this is a deck that won't watch. I don't think it'll be tier 1, but I think it's going to cause some problems in the meta.
I think the more people have been looking at this deck, the more they're like, oh, there's some actually really stupid things you can do with this deck. Because it can awaken, it can turbo awaken turn 1 if it wants to. Or you can be really uninteractive again because you're 15k base unawaken, and you can just play Cells Kamehameha. You can play the new 1-drop. Its own archetype is really weird. I don't quite know what they're going for with that, but it has some incredible cards like the new Hit card.
Yeah.
Love that card. It should get a new archetype, by the way, but
that's a different discussion.
Yeah.
Maybe the next set after that. Yeah. They're running out of characters. We're gonna have to go back to Hit.
There is Champa, but who cares about Champa? Beerus.
Yeah, we've got B-grade Beerus and Champa. No one's talking about it, and I don't want to waste you guys' time. Obviously, the one thing we're not discussing about Beerus is the fact that you can bring out a 2-drop for free, which is fantastic as well. Like, you can really bring it to your opponent super fast. And I love aggro decks. I don't like when they're super aggro even turn 2, but I think this is a great LT one.
Yeah.
Son Goku, God Goku. This is the deck that's going to get Soul Striker banned apparently. Another Crimson Warrior. Yeah, I like. It seems kind of a unique deck. You know, you put Saiyans behind your leader, and that causes it to awaken. It's unique. It's quite specific to the movie. You know, nice. You know,
I like this deck. I really like when Blue tries to go archetype specific, because I don't think this deck will be amazing, but it's got some really unique things.
I think it's a bit slow.
Yeah, I think it's better than Whis. It's quite a bit better than Whis.
Yeah, I mean Whis is kind of...
Yeah, well, Whis has some really cool cards,
but it's a
bit lacking. It's very slow.
Yeah.
And not in the good way.
I mean, I do think the Crimson Warrior Goku is kind of slow too. I think I don't think either of these decks are gonna be competitive, but I think they're fun, and
yeah, they look really fun.
Yeah,
that's the good thing about this set. The last 2 sets felt really not that impactful, but bizarre decks, whilst this set feels impactful and fun.
Yeah, like Cross Sprs kind of just had some chase cards you needed, but there wasn't really any decks that impacted the meta.
Yeah.
It just kind of made other decks stronger, which I'm not against. Like, I don't think you should be forcing the community to have to buy every set, so that's
not
cool.
Every set has to be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, the meta's been solid for a while. Like, even though I'm not high on Gohan and or Gogeta topping or continuing to go forward, but they're very beatable decks.
Yeah.
So the final SCR of the set, Supreme Kai of Time, Brainwashed. This is kind of a mixed. Like, there's some people saying this is great, other people not liking this at all.
Yeah, I'm personally in the camp that I think this is quite a good card.
Yeah, it's weirdly got Servant.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd play this over Supreme Kai of Time if you had it.
Yeah, it's a thing where it's like, it literally is, would you play this over Supreme Kai of Time? But honestly, I can see formats where you would rather play this, because you're playing a 50k because it's Servant, so it's going to be 50k double strike, and its Floodgate effect, whilst it's really weird, it's also just really impactful, because not every deck in the game does big leader swing. Like,
no, and they no should they?
Yeah,
it's got double strength, which makes it strong. But I do kind of think, for me, if I had the two cards, I would probably almost always go for Supreme, the original. But obviously, we just got Pan in the Insane Showdown, so that's probably again something I choose. I prefer for different color Gothic, because black, they get a lot of SCRs.
Yeah, black has gotten. Like, blue hasn't had a good SCR in a while.
Like, the last one was the Radiant Saints, and that was a multicolor. That wasn't a mono blue, so I'm.
And it's the weakest SCR.
Yeah, I'm quite disappointed we're still seeing blue kind of get the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
But that's how that goes. We're getting Trunks again, not the crimson one, but the yellow is teaming up with his daddy.
Yeah.
SSB Vegeta and SS Trunks, father son onslaught.
Yeah, this is a interesting deck. I kind of just forgot to really look at it so much the day it came out, but loads of people are hyping this up. It has a really strong boss monster, which is the main draw. It's just the boss monster is really good.
Yeah, well, boss monster can do loads.
Yeah.
I'm not too excited about this. Obviously, we've had Future Go On come out recently. I'm not entirely sure if there's any synergy between that deck and this deck. But it'll be interesting to see if anyone kind of comes up and makes them.
Yeah.
You know, some of these cards, you know, I'd love to see some of them try these cards in Future Go On, because that deck didn't really get a lot of fanfare. I think it kind of came out.
Yeah.
I think it topped a few events and disappeared again.
I'd love to see a Future Gohan deck that the boss monster was actually Future Gohan and not Trunks. That was a weird choice.
Yeah, I do like it, I think, but I don't think it'll be. I don't know, it might be a mega contender. But here's Ned's favorite deck. Maybe of all time. It's,
yes. Zamasu Wish Goku Black. Oh, this is. I am so excited for this leader. Zamasu is like my favourite character ever, and now he gets a new leader. I was really worried when I saw Wish. I was like, oh god, he's going to be really gimmicky and really bad. But actually, he's really good.
Yeah,
like,
the Awakens, the art's fantastic.
Yeah,
like I love the background having the dragon behind Goku Black. He really kind of has a presence.
Yeah, there's so much to this as well, and like, there is a card. Load of people, when they read the initial releases, read the card that said when you play it, you can only play Zamasus and Goku Blacks for the rest of the game. You so don't need to play that card at all, because this deck has so much going for it. You can play the older Zamasus. You can play things like the Divine Immortal if you want to like hand rip the opponent. You can play, I can't remember its name, but it's the 8-drop that plays Tragedy Overground from the deck. There's so much you can do, and the art is just incredible. The boss monster is insane. They looked at Bojack and they were like, can we make Aegis into a archetype specific deck? And yeah, I'm so excited for this. There's so much you can do with that deck. It's going to be incredible.
Yeah, it's fantastic. We didn't really talk too much about Blue Vegeta, but I was talking about Gogeta. The Vegeta leader for Blue is fantastic. It works well with Gogeta, so I think I'd recommend that going forward. That might be a competitive deck for Blue. I hope it is, because they've really got not much going. Like, I don't think Whis, and I don't think the Goku deck is gonna do much. But maybe, you know, Soul Striker. We've been saying it for the longest time, but maybe Soul Striker can find its place. Maybe this You know, maybe we can see yellow blue come back, or maybe just some of the cards can make their way into blue Zamasu, Divine Rune Bigger.
I think one of the Zamasus is going to be meta after the next set.
That's a big call.
Yeah, it is a big call, but one of the Zamasus is meta after the next set. It's either going to be Runebringer, the OG weird one that's like, if your opponent has 4 more energy awaken, or it's this new wish one. But one of them is meta after this next set.
Okay, so the last part, we're going to wrap it up with some of the most beautiful art, I think. Oh, not just in the Dragon Ball card game, of any card game, of any pictures, of any PNGs I've ever seen in my life.
These honestly look like I would put these on my wall.
Yeah. I so want, like, this is making me want to buy more than just a place. Like, I want them framed, beautiful.
Like the SPRs in this set, just I don't know how Bandai do it. This set, honestly, the best art I've ever seen you guys do.
Yeah,
like,
easily,
it's incredible, the art in this set.
Just amazing. Realm of the Gods, Ultra Instinct. If you haven't seen the SPR for this, like, look, like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Then Realm of the Gods, Beerus destroys. It's a nice looking card. Okay, I'm not blown away by it, but it's a nice looking card. I won't be against having it. Who cares about Champa? Then obviously I think
the
Ned's
Black
wants
Kamehameha. Oh yeah.
Realm of the Gods, Black Kamehameha. It's
so
fantastic
good.
looking. I think it really has that impact.
Yeah.
It really looks 3-dimensional, like it's coming out. I think it's fantastic. And you know, we've got Realm of the Gods, Crimson Hero Strike. It's alright. Like, I'm not gonna big this one up too much, but Trunks, fantastic. Actually, I completely forgot. SS4 Rainbow Bardock has got some nice little support here.
Completely forgot. This got like revealed alongside the SPRs.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that deck gets support, and it's actually probably good.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of disappointed the deck didn't, hit the ground running because I was very excited about that deck. So like, I completely forgot. I have too much to play.
Yeah.
I have too much to play. Like Gogeta, Blue Gogeta against Poor.
Yeah.
All I want now is a Demon Realm Race card, or bring Drum back. Yeah, and obviously we did actually get more Gogeta support with SSG, Son Goku, Divine Restraint, red blue card, counter attack. I'm not sure if we'll get on the deck, but I think it could. It's a strong pick. And then even more fantastic SPRs, Son Goku Ultra Mastery. I don't know what's better. I don't know which. I can't pick a winner. I don't have a favorite. And of course, oh my god, Super Saiyan God Son Goku, Miraculous Transformation. I think it's fantastic art again.
Yeah, just incredible art.
Beerus really looks like he's popping out of the thing. I think it's fantastic.
I think something they've done incredibly well with the SPLs in this set is make it look like it's a genuine, I don't know how to put it, but an interaction between two characters.
Yeah.
Like, they've done so well with the SPLs.
And I love SSP Vegeta Lost Kingdom's Pride, just to see Cabba get punched. I don't like him.
This SPL is hilarious.
I would hang it up just to see Vegeta getting hit. And of course, your second favourite, Hit's getting an SPR, and giving it right back to Vegeta.
Oh yeah, this card is so good, and the art is just... I can't stop
looking at it. It's quite funny, to be honest. Vegeta's face is hilarious.
Vegeta just getting one in the chin.
I don't even know if he's like, SSB Vegeta and SS Trunks.
I'm not a fan of that. It's just their backs.
It's okay. But I did see a fantastic figure of that. So, and then Power Awakened for Trunks. Beautiful. The presence he pops, fantastic. He looks swole, man. He looks swole.
Like, I remember when I first saw SS God Trunks in Superheroes, and I was like, he looks a bit weird with the red hair. But now I'm looking at his hair, and I'm like, he looks so cool.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I like it. Then we got a bunch of SPRs for the Angels, so let's run through them. Whis calling to order. It's a pretty funny looking card. I like seeing Beerus give a bit of love to Supreme Kai.
Yeah, I just like how they did the art in this set of like characters interacting. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
I like the fact that on the multicolor SPR the text goes from blue to yellow.
Yeah, I love that now.
Nice little touch.
Yeah.
Then we got, some nice, art between Kusu, Angel of Universe 10, because they don't really have any character.
Yeah.
You don't really get to see much of the Angels, so it's nice to kind of see a bit of
Yeah, a bit of a setting with her, Gowasu, and I can't remember the elephant god.
God of Destruction.
Yeah.
You know, you get to see Universe 11 gods all kind of talking.
Yeah. It's always nice to see Melmod.
Yeah. You know, what a clown.
Yeah.
And that wraps up the SPRs. I think overall, I'm super excited. This is the best set we've seen. I mean, it's hard to say because Mythic Booster, phenomenal set.
Yeah.
The
best main set.
Anniversary box, I think it's fantastic. But, you know, I think since Vermilion Bloodlines, I think it's kind of been a bit lacking. Spring Rivalry was a good set, and Vicious Rejuvenations, I like those sets, but they weren't that great. And then Cross Spirits and Saiyan Showdown have been kind of lackluster. The decks haven't impacted the meta.
Yeah.
They've just kind of had some chase sets, but this seems like it is meta defining. If we get a solid ban list right next to this set, like, it's a different game. Game.
I easily think this set it does exactly what I want sets to do, where it introduces some really good things that aren't just tier 0.
And I think it's the perfect timing, because I think it's due for, even though like the newest meta decks haven't been around for a while, I think it's due for a good shake-up, because I just don't think Gogeta Xeno, Gohan, Icarus, and Surge, they've been around for a while, and they don't really get me that excited. This gets me excited,